Howdy Eat Your Greens family. This episode is being released just 3 days before Thanksgiving. If you're like me, you've probably got a ton of pre-holiday prep to do right now. Some of you might be traveling this week and you've got to get that last-minute packing done, or maybe you're staying home and you're hosting the big family meal. Maybe you're listening to this episode while baking in the kitchen. Now, that's definitely not me. I don't like to bake much. I do like to cook, but not much for baking. Now, it could be that you're one of my international listeners and you're just having a pleasant late November Monday. Regardless of where you are or how busy your schedule is, I want you to know that I'm thankful that you chose to spend your precious time with me. I happen to be coming up on the 1-year anniversary of the podcast, and I have a long list of things that I'm grateful for when it comes to the Eat Your Greens podcast. But I'll tell you what, my listeners are 100% at the top of that list. Since it's the fourth Monday of the month, this is supposed to be a fun facts episode. And don't worry, I am going to include a list of facts about today's topic, but it's not going to be my usual lighthearted, pithy episode. My topic today is not directly about nutrition, although it is about health, specifically mental health, and what may very well be the single most effective and easy thing that you can do to boost yours. And it's relevant to the season. Whether it's winter blues or seasonal affective disorder, the general stress of the hectic holiday season, or other factors, many people struggle with depression and anxiety at this time of year. I'll let you in on a little secret about myself. I'm the Grinch at the holidays. Yes, that's right, I'm that person. I'm just not a fan. And anyone from my office who's listening, I'll tell you what, they are laughing right now. In fact, one year, one of the nurses gave me a Christmas ornament that says, "Bah humbug." Seriously, if I can avoid decorating, I will. If I hear Christmas carols before about December 15th, I have a visceral reaction of aversion. Mostly, it's because it's the same songs on repeat everywhere you go, and they get stuck in your head. And it doesn't help that the holidays fall squarely in the middle of flu and RSV season, and this is one of the busiest times of the year for pediatricians. And this year, I have even more on my plate, because I'm taking the lifestyle medicine board exam exactly 8 days after this episode is released. Wish me luck. So there you have it. I'm the Grinch. I know. Maybe it's a character flaw, but I'll own it. Now, I know there are lots of people out there who love the holidays and relish the season. But there are also a few of you who share my attitude, at least to one degree or another. And there's a reason that the rates of depression and suicide spike at this time of year. So if you're like me and you're feeling extra stressed out and anxious this year, this episode is for you. In fact, when it comes to the topic of today's episode, and I promise I'll get there, I know, just hold on, but I think most likely I need to hear my own advice as much as you do. So, all right, you've been waiting long enough. What is the one easy thing that you can do every day that, according to science, will boost your mood, reduce stress, and help you get through the holidays or really any stressful time without losing your, shall I say, sanity? Today, I'm talking about the power of gratitude. I'm emphasizing the thanks in Thanksgiving. I'm going to tell you what science says about how gratitude and mindfulness of our interconnectedness can boost your mood, keep you from spiraling into despair, help you stick to your health goals, and get you through stressful times. I'm going to give you 5 strategies you can do on a daily basis to reinforce gratitude. It's going to help you find more peace and reconnect you with a sense of purpose. If you're a Grinch like me, if you're feeling stressed and depressed, anxious, or overwhelmed by the season, just know that you're not alone and there are things that you can do to help reduce that stress, to feel a greater sense of serenity and find more joy this holiday season. This is going to help you preserve not only your mental health, but also your physical health. So let's get started. Are you ready? Let's start with the science of gratitude. To begin with, gratitude can reduce cortisol levels. Now, cortisol is a hormone that's made in response to stress, especially chronic stress. And when we reduce that cortisol level, we ease the stress and make it easier to manage overwhelming holiday activities. Reducing that chronic stress makes you more productive, and you can plan better, you can make better decisions, and manage your time better as well. And studies have shown that grateful people tend to have lower cortisol levels. Another thing that gratitude can do is build emotional resilience. This is the capacity to bounce back when you've experienced a setback. This occurs when you shift your focus from negative thoughts to positive ones, and it's a helpful skill when navigating holiday stressors. For example, think about traveling during the holidays and what a nightmare that can be. Emotional resilience will keep you from losing it in the airport when your flight is canceled or they lost your luggage or they don't have that rental car you reserved. We've pretty much all observed this at one time or another. There are two kinds of people: those who just lose it and spend all their time arguing with the agent at the service counter, and those who roll with it and they can come up with a plan B. When you're not bogged down in the negative, you can keep your cool and make a new game plan. Another thing that's been found in studies is that a regular gratitude practice can actually raise your serotonin levels. That's that happy hormone. It's the one that we're boosting when we take antidepressant medications. So if you practice gratitude during the holidays, you can cultivate a better mood, greater sense of happiness and joy, and this helps you experience those holiday gatherings and traditions more fully. Keeping a gratitude journal or reflecting on positive moments before bed can improve sleep quality, and we're learning more and more about the importance of sleep. Being more rested gives you mental clarity, and again, decision-making skills improve and stress levels go down. Also, getting enough high-quality sleep regulates those hormones involved in hunger and satiety. That's going to help you resist all those holiday treats that seems like they're everywhere you look. I don't know about where you work, but in my office, it seems like there's some kind of tempting, high-calorie, sugary, high-fat treat in the break room every single day. So that little gratitude practice at bedtime can help you fall asleep better, feel more rested, and it'll make it a lot easier to resist pigging out the next day. Here's another benefit of gratitude. Even a brief gratitude practice shifts your focus to the present moment. And when you do this, you're developing mindfulness. There is a ton of evidence supporting the benefits of mindfulness. This practice can be especially helpful during busy holidays when we're distracted by all the extra things on our to-do list and we're worrying about every little thing. Like, did I remember to buy all the ingredients for the holiday dinner? Will my mom like the gift I bought her? Am I going to be able to get out of work in time to make it to little Susie's school pageant? So many things to think about and keep track of, too many moving parts. So taking a moment to practice gratitude and be in the moment can ground you and allow you to experience the joy of that moment rather than worrying about future stress. Next, fostering gratitude helps increase empathy and kindness towards others. It can give you a more compassionate outlook. And this not only makes gatherings with your family feel warmer and more enjoyable, it also helps you feel more connected to your community. Now, you don't just have to be thankful for things outside of yourself. Turn your gratitude inward and focus on what you appreciate about yourself and your life. This can improve self-esteem and confidence, and I know we could all use more of that. Last, when practiced over time, cultivating gratitude can actually reshape thought patterns and train your brain to focus more on positive experiences and less on negativity. There's this saying that when it comes to thoughts and memories, negative ones stick like Velcro and positive ones are like Teflon. We are evolutionarily wired to remember the negative experiences more than the positive ones. When we regularly practice gratitude, we are purposefully recalling the good things, the happy moments, and over time, this actually builds connections in the brain. I'm talking physical changes at the neuronal level here, and that makes it easier to see and experience the positive over the negative. This can help sustain mental wellness long after the holidays end. Now that I've covered all the ways that, according to science, gratitude can help reduce stress and improve mood, let's get into the practical day-to-day things that you can do to feel more thankful and reap the benefits. Now, the first one is the thing that you see recommended most often, and that's keeping a gratitude journal. Personally, I've never been a journaler. I've never kept a diary. It's just not my thing. But as it turns out, there's some good evidence that it works. On the one hand, you can start each day by writing down 3 things that you're grateful for. This could be anything. It could be your healthy breakfast, or the sound of the birds in the morning, or if you're like me, it's the smell and taste of that first cup of coffee. This simple habit sets a positive tone for the day. At the other end of the day, when you're getting ready for bed, take a minute to mentally list 3 things that went well or that you're grateful for that day. Just like I said earlier, this practice helps to end the day on a positive note. And if you do this with pen and paper under a nice, dim, warm-toned light rather than on your tablet or computer, as a part of an evening routine, it's going to make it easier to fall asleep. That's because the bright blue wavelength that comes off of the TV or the computer wakes our brains up and makes it harder to fall asleep. But a nice, warm-toned light is going to tell your brain that it's time to go to bed. So not only are you getting the benefits of a nice, calm routine that's going to set you up for better sleep, but you're bringing in that gratitude practice that will also help reduce worry and anxiety so you can sleep well. Another great gratitude practice is to take a short gratitude walk. Now, I suppose you could take a long gratitude walk if you want to, but either way, take at least a few minutes to walk mindfully. Notice how your body feels while you're walking. Notice the things around you that bring you joy. If possible, get out and do this in nature. But if it's not possible, even a brief walk around, say, the office parking lot or your neighborhood, even the inside of your house can boost a sense of well-being and also fosters health. Getting up and moving your body while paying attention to pleasant sensations can improve your mood. It can support physical well-being. And you get bonus points if you do this after a meal, because studies show that even just 2 to 5 minutes of walking after a meal can help improve blood sugar control. Now, that gratitude walk is a way of practicing mindfulness, and this is the third easy way to boost gratitude. Mindfulness is basically paying attention on purpose to what's happening within and around you. When we pay attention, we're more likely to notice the many things in our environment for which we can be thankful. I'm talking about literally stopping and smelling the flowers here. This is especially easy to do during meals. You just slow down. You savor your food. With each bite, take a moment to acknowledge and feel grateful for the aroma, the taste of the food on your plate. Chew each bite slowly and relish how it feels in your mouth. Let me tell you a little story here. As it happens, just today, I had a patient, an adolescent, in the office, and the mom kind of, as an aside almost, asked me if there was any kind of calming tea that I recommended because my teen patient had been experiencing some anxiety recently. And she wanted to know, if I recommended some sort of nice like chamomile or some other kind of tea that the patient could drink to relax. And I thought about it, and here's what I said. Within certain boundaries, it actually doesn't matter what you drink. It's how you drink it. I told her, pick whatever tea you like and make a nice hot cup. And then you sit down with your mug and you feel the comfort of the warm mug in your hands, and you appreciate the aroma of the tea and the steam rising from it. And then you can just take a sip and savor the flavor. Drink your tea slowly and really enjoy it. The mom was just amazed. She expected me to give her some sort of like medicinal tea or something else that the kid could just belt back and then get the benefits from what the tea was made out of. But I really think the most powerful way to reduce stress is to just enjoy the tea. Feel grateful that you have it and that you have the time to savor it. You can use healthy food as a way to say thanks to your body and feel grateful for taking care of yourself. The fourth way you can practice gratitude is another mindfulness exercise. And this is perhaps the easiest of all because all you have to do is just breathe. Whenever you're feeling stressed or you catch yourself rushing around anxiously, just pause, take a couple deep, slow breaths, focusing on something you appreciate in that moment. This could be as simple as being grateful for the breathing itself. Just that feeling of the air going in and out. By checking in with your body, even for a few seconds, you can turn down the stress and anxiety and feel more at ease. All right, so we've got 4 strategies so far. Number 1 was keeping a gratitude journal, and you can do this first thing in the morning or before you go to bed, or both if you want to. You can take a short gratitude walk. You can breathe mindfully. And you can just practice mindfulness in general. Now, the 5th way is something that many people already do regularly before a meal, especially a big meal like Thanksgiving or other holiday meals. And that's saying grace or a brief prayer before eating. Personally, I think this is one of the most powerful opportunities to practice gratitude. I mean, the entire point of the American Thanksgiving holiday is to give thanks. Now consider this. When you sit down at the table for the big meal, take a minute to say thank you to all of the people who made it possible. I'm not just talking about the people who cooked it. When you stop to think about it, the sheer number of people needed to bring even just one meal to the table, much less something colossal like our Thanksgiving meal, it just boggles the mind. Take a minute to say thanks to all of those people involved in the process. Consider who's growing or harvesting the food, shipping, processing, package, or even selling your food. Even the people who make the containers it's packaged in. Who stocked your supermarket shelves? Who designed the logo for your favorite brands? That company had to have a web designer. They had to have a PR staff. What about even the janitor at your grocery store? All of those people were involved in bringing that one food to your table. Next, give thanks for the generations of women who passed down the traditions and the recipes that you grew up eating. Think about growing up and who taught you to cook those recipes. Whether it's how to cook a turkey or how to make tamales, how to roast those vegetables to perfection, or even how to make a pie crust, chances are there are many generations of women going back hundreds of years behind that particular dish or tradition. Remember them and give thanks for their labor and love. When you sit down to your holiday meal, take time to reflect on our interconnectedness. We're all here on this planet together and we depend on each other. Your meal would not be possible without literally thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of people. You know, we can't actually all live on farms and grow our own food. It's simply not possible. Even if it was, you'd still be dependent on someone for the tools you needed, or the people to help you bring in the harvest, or to sell your produce to other people. So whether you're a vegan, a pescatarian, omnivore, or even a carnivore, you depend on many, many people to help keep you fed. So remember them when you give thanks before your meal later this week. Now, on that note, I'm going to add a bonus practice for you. So while you're feeling thankful for everything you have and everyone in your life that loves and supports you, Take a moment to think about the people who don't have support, the people who are struggling to put food on the table or who are without homes, who can't buy clothes or food, much less gifts for their children. Please practice generosity in addition to gratitude this holiday season. In fact, I would say that generosity and gratitude go hand in hand. When we are generous, when we share the abundance that we have, we not only make other people happy, but we also make ourselves happy. In fact, it's one of the most powerful things you can do to feel a sense of connectedness and peace. For me, I'll be setting up our yearly food drive at work for the local food bank. I've been doing this for a few years where I encourage the staff at my office to donate food, and in turn, I also make a monetary donation to the food bank. Now, this year, it's especially important because we partnered with our local food bank to develop a food pantry to help support our families in need. So whether it's helping out at a food bank or donating blankets and jackets to the homeless population, when you give thanks for the abundance that you have, when you count all of your blessings, consider ways that you can give back and help others. So when I do a gratitude practice, one of the big things that comes up for me as something to be thankful for is the community that supports me. Now, this is all of my friends, my family, my coworkers, my patients, and even you, my listeners. And that's because all of you make it possible for me to do what I do, to make this podcast and continue to help my patients as they grow. And I am truly grateful for every single one of you. I hope that you've come away from this podcast with some easy strategies that you can put into place right now to help you reduce stress, boost your mood, get through the holidays without losing your sanity, and experience all the joy that the holidays have to offer. Thanks for listening, and don't forget to eat your greens. Be aware that this podcast provides general health information about nutrition and feeding of infants and children and is meant for educational purposes only. It's not intended to replace the important relationship between a parent, child, and pediatrician. If you have concerns about your child's nutrition, health, or growth, please consult your doctor.